Hi everyone, it's great to be here today and thank you for joining me in this session. Did you know that Walmart found that for every 1 second improvement in page load time, they experienced 2% increase in conversion, which translated to $67 million in additional revenue. It's a lot of money, guys, really. It's lots of money, $67 million. Also, in a study by Amazon, a 100 milliseconds delay in page load time resulted in 1% decrease in revenue, which means that a business earning 100K per day could potentially lose $1 million in annual revenue. Again, lots of money, which leads us to the conclusion that performance means money. Good performance means more money for your companies, and that's something we all want for our companies. My name is Roei Berkovich, and I've been a software team lead at AppsFlyer for the past 4 years. I mostly work with React, Node.js, and the JavaScript ecosystem. I write a tech blog called React Israel, and you can find me on Twitter, LinkedIn, and GitHub, so you can feel free to reach out later. And today I will show you how to unlock the secrets of client data. But first, let's understand what client application monitoring is. It's the process of measuring our application performance, measuring our application availability and user experience. Most of us here are working with brand new Macs and we have great Wi-Fi and network connectivity in our offices. But what about our users? The problem with measuring performance and user experience is that it's all relative. Performance is not a fixed thing. And I will explain. Can you tell me where your users are located? Maybe your application has a CDN issue and you are not aware of it. What is their operating system? macOS, Linux, Windows. What browser do they use? Chrome, Safari, Firefox. Maybe you have a CSS issue on Safari and you are not aware of it. We need to know it about our users. What is their CPU, network connectivity, and etc. And because performance is relative and it's hard to measure, the best way to measure it will be directly from our client's browser. And that's what we want to achieve here. It's like having the ability to debug an issue together with our user. It's like seeing their dev tools open while investigate a bug. It helps us to identify front-end issues like error, client-side error, runtime error. You can see all the network requests. You can see bottlenecks in your app. You can pinpoint impacted customer. Think of it, you can find a bug and fix it even before the users noticed. It's amazing. I wish we can do it all the time. How can we do it? So front-end performance measurement is a common pain point in the industry, and we have several solutions in the market that are mostly doing the same thing, like Sentry, Dynatrace, New Relic, and DataDog. And we at AppsFlyer chose to work with DataDog for measuring our front-end performance. This is DataDog out-of-the-box dashboard. DataDog aggregates lots of data for us and show it in a beautiful UI. Here you can see your network request analysis, you can see your most viewed page, and much, much, much more. For example, you can see Google recommendation for web vitals like first input delay, largest contentful paint, and more. You can see our asset size, how much time it takes them to complete. As developers, we care about the data. We need to know it. You can see our bundle size, runtime error, server error, even heaviest resources. For example, think that some of your developers upload a 10 megabyte image and you didn't notice and you approve the merge request. You will see it very clearly at the dashboard. You can't miss it. You will know that you have a problem and you can fix it. And all of that with a very fast installation. You need to create an account, install DataDog browser RAM with YARN, NPM, whatever, and init the code. Now let's talk about what we did. We at AppsFlyer manage our services in a microservices environment. Our code base contains hundreds of repositories with more than 75 micro front-end services. These services are managed by over 50 front-end engineers, which are working in different teams. Each team is responsible for its own services, starting from development up until deployment. And we want to monitor existing and new services independently in a dedicated dashboard that will show only the relevant data for each service. And that's why we utilize the ability to filter resource measurement by service name. That gives the page owners a sense of ownership and let them focusing only on improving their services. Now, each team has its own services and their own dashboard. But we want and we need more because, as you know, each service has its own business logic and has its own behavior. So Datadog allows us to create custom dashboard and to send them custom events. For example, I hope you are all using error boundaries. You can catch your runtime error, but you want to see them. You want to log them to Datadog and see it in a dedicated graph or a dashboard. If you are using any feature flag in your application, you can aggregate the data, you can send custom event, and you can see it in a dedicated dashboard. API calls, for example, are out of the box, but we can enrich them with more data that we care about. And of course, if you have a suspicious functions or component, you can send whatever you want and log it, and you can see it later in the dashboard. And basically, everywhere you can benefit from, log it. Now that we have plenty of data and we aggregate a lot of data, we want to analyze the data. And we want to look for correlation between the data we just aggregate. For example, on the left, you can see a sudden increase in bundle size. Now, if someone comes to me and tells me, Roei, what happened? Your bundle size is now 4, 6, 10 megabytes. I'm not sure if I can tell if it happened yesterday, 2 days ago, a week ago. I really don't know. But here you can see the actual Git commit that led to it. You can now go investigate, fix the issue, and deploy it. Here, we saw that we have a problem with one of our APIs, and we saw that we have almost 10,000 requests per day. We dive into the log, we saw the problem, we fixed it, and you can see the drop very easily. You can now show it to your teammates, to your team lead, and be proud of yourself. Here you can see a graph of client-side error that caused bad user experience. No one complained. One of our team found the issue. We dive into the log, we saw the problem, we fixed it, and again, you can see the drop. Now I'm sure that you all want to see how the log looks. So the log is very clear and very intuitive. You can see the stack trace. You can see the error. Reference error profile is not defined. You don't need to guess. You can see the page name, the component name, and even the line number. You can go and try to reproduce it yourself. But as developers, you may experience it. It works on my machine. I don't know what the problem. So that's why Datadog provides us more data. Here you can see the geo, you can see the continent, country, and even the city. You can see the device type, you can see the operating system name, you can see the browser name and browser version, and you have all the data you need, and you can go and reproduce the issue and fix it. So in bottom line, without everything we just saw, we are in the dark. We can't tell if our users facing any issues and if they have problems. And of course, we want to take it to the next level. Now that we have a full dashboard setup, and we customize everything, and we send custom events, and we fix the problem we have, we want to be proactive. We want to send alerts based on our metrics and dashboard. And DataDog allows us to do it. We can send alerts based on the thing we care about. For example, we can trigger alert once our page starts to load slower than usual, or when the error rate is higher than normal. You can decide. You have the power to send alerts based on your dashboard. You can create your own dashboard and tell DataDog what do you care about. And then we can send push notification to a dedicated Slack channel or Teams and notify the team that you have a problem. With all the relevant logs from DataDog, now the team can investigate, can fix the issue, deploy it, and you will see the drop again in DataDog. Now let's recap. We understand that performance means money. Good performance means more money for our companies, and we care about it. We want to keep our customers happy, and they won't leave us to our competitors. We want to log our clients' behavior. We want to see what they are doing, if they are facing any issues. Then we want to look for correlation between the data we aggregate, and we want to be proactive and to send alerts based on our metrics. Thank you everyone for joining me in this session, and enjoy the rest of the day.